Hi, Tammy LeDrew here. During the next several weeks, we'll be exploring perspective and how opening our perspective can change the world. As you already know, life unfolds through our relationships. And all these relationships we have with ourselves, each other, our communities, homes, material items, and money, so much more, well, it's a never-ending kaleidoscope of experiences. And all these experiences weave together this kind of rich tapestry, just waiting to be explored. Yet all too often, we find ourselves confined within the narrow boundaries of our own particular viewpoints. And this influences our thoughts, feelings, actions, and ultimately, our experience of life. So today, I am inviting you to embark on a journey of opening your mind, embracing vulnerability, and seeing life from multiple viewpoints. So let me introduce you to Julia. Julia works as a part-time house cleaner for my father. She came to our coffee farm from the Comarca, which is land set aside for indigenous people in Panama. She is a single mother to 4 children and needed to find employment when her father, who was helping support them, suddenly died. She had no job experience, limited education, and very few resources. What Julia did have was a dream and the courage, determination, and commitment to make a better life for herself and her children. Her cousin introduced Julia to us, and it wasn't long before she agreed to move to the farm with her 4 children and learn the skills required to clean a modern home. At first, it was difficult. Her children, who had never been out of the Comarca, never ridden on a bus, and never seen a foreigner, were overwhelmed by all the changes. And Julia was so afraid she would disappoint us and her other employers, so she was constantly afraid she was going to do something wrong. Yet despite her fear, Julia often took initiative. One day, she went into my father's office and discovered that the bookshelves were covered in several years' worth of dust. Quietly, efficiently, she removed every single book, thoroughly cleaned the shelves, dusted the books, and returned them to their proper place. Later that day, when I went into the office, this is what I found. Julia, not being familiar with books, had reshelved them with the spines inward. For her, it was logical. She made it look neat and clean with the white pages facing outwards. In Julia's perspective, the books looked just fine with their spines turned toward the wall. For me, in the process of doing research for a book, it was an interesting challenge to find a particular book I was looking for. Today, we get a good laugh at our different perspectives based on our conditioning. Yet there are times when our perspectives on life are not so trivial, and they can expand or contract our very lives and the lives of others. You see, how we view the world is how we will experience the world. If we see the world and the people in it as hostile, then most likely that is what we will experience. If we see the world's complex situations as hopeless and think we can't make a difference, we're correct. And if all we see is lack, competition, and scarcity, then that too is most likely what we will experience. Our perspectives often create self-fulfilling prophecies. We're not talking about putting on rose-colored glasses, ignoring the facts around us, because we don't want to turn a blind eye to the difficulties in the world. And as visionaries, we know that there's more. Opening our perception offers us an opportunity to explore, to be creative, and leave the rigid prisons of our own thinking. It's a doorway to a state of flow where creativity and spontaneity arise. And as such, it's a bridge to the unseen that allows us to know we are not disconnected from the whole of life. So our perspective is an important tool for not only how we navigate life, but also for what we create. Next week, we'll explore in more depth various exercises on how to open our perspectives. In the meantime, I encourage you to begin to observe your perspective on life. Notice where it is expansive or contractive, either for yourself or others. To create a life we love and a world we love living in, we will need to expand our perspectives and unlock the hopes and dreams that reside in our hearts while honoring the hopes and dreams of others. Opening our perspective is rigorous work, and we do it one thought, one belief, one perspective at a time. My name is Tammy LaDrew, and it is my passion, purpose, and privilege to help people unleash their pure creative fire and to unlock their dreams while creating a life they love living and a better world for all. If you'd like to learn more, visit me at tammyladrew.com, or better yet, email me with your questions and observation, and let's explore together how we can unleash your pure creative fire and make a difference in the world.